How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review, and a little bit of session beer zestiness on today's MBR with some Carton Beach. Picked this up this weekend. It is a newer offering from Carton. There's a couple little caveats to that, but we'll jump into all that. Love me some session beers. I think Carton does them well. Big fan of boats, so super excited to give it a whirl. Let's dive into it, see what she's got. As far as what it says on the can itself, it says drink off the beaten craft. Beach. This is a session ale with orange zest. 4% alcohol by volume. And story time, hopefully I don't butcher it too badly. It can be a little bit hard to read the orange on white here. It's like the tension and relief of days spent flitting. Yes, flitting, is that a word? Between laying on the sand under the beating sun and bobbing on the ocean's cool surf. Summer session drinking needs leisurely contrast. With Beach, we find that midpoint where Kolsch yeast fruity character matches its lean dryness and where an amber's roundness gets pulled, taut by cracker notes. The hop's fruity aromatics flow and the bitterness ebbs with a swash of orange zest to be clean and lean, bitter and bright. Drink Beach and Beach Chill. One of the caveats on this one, it is on the side here, and you can see it on a little stamp. Where is it? Oh, right there, sorry. And it says brewed and canned at Two Roads. So this is my first Carton beer that was brewed at Two Roads. They started contracting some of their beers out of Two Roads. I don't know if they're going to pull that back. I know he's in the midst of actually by Carton. I mean, he's kind of finally expanding his brewery. But yeah, he brewed up, both literally and figuratively, a couple beers specifically for Two Roads because the water table's different and just, different breweries, different stuffs. That's a technical word. With the water and everything about it, just is kind of different systems. It's going to be a little bit different. And this is one of them. Super excited to give it a whirl. It almost seems like a more sessionable version of Boat. A little bit of zest. Could be a little bit different. But yeah, kind of excited to give it a whirl. See what she has. So let's crack into it. Label-wise, it's Carton. They do the same thing over and over. And I dig it. I've always liked their labels. Get your little Carton Teco here. Figured I'd give you guys a little proper glassware. Because I'm good like that every now and then. But yeah, let's see what she's got. I was just down there this past weekend. Did a little Jersey trip. Had this on draft there, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't had it before. But yeah, I've heard some rumblings about Carton's beers not tasting entirely the same coming from Two Roads. Take that for what it's worth. But we're going to see what this one has to offer. Pretty damn rocky with a little creaminess, pretty rocky head that's dissipating pretty damn quickly. I mean, rocky, pretty much gone by the time I actually stop talking about it. Nice yellowish kind of neon head, almost like when you're in high school and you kind of put a highlighter in water so you can have a kind of glow, little black light. It's almost that vibrant of yellow and very subtle kind of unfiltered natural kind of haziness to it. So they're talking about basically a zested Kolsch based beer that just has a little bit of kind of mixed malt bill, it seems like. Maybe it's like a Kolsch yeast with a little kind of amber malts, maybe a little bit of Pilsner malt. It seems like they didn't mention that in there. And then a little bit of the orange zest. There's a lot of stuff going on in such a small little beer. Let's see if we can get a nose on her. It's pretty much oranges all day. Just big, nice, fruity kind of, it's not skin, it's not fleshy. It's almost like when you crack into an orange and you actually take your thumbs and you peel into it and you get that little spritz where you get a kind of mixture of both, the skin, the zestiness, the pithiness, and the actual juice itself all kind of going together. It's that kind of vibe. Not as acidic as that, but that kind of like smell and flavor. Bit of bitterness there too. Decent amount of bitterness. It's hard. It smells sweet, but at the same time, I think it's going to be quite dry. I don't know if it's going to be overtly bittering, but it smells sweet citrus. There's a and like I said, it's not an acidity more than it is a kind of just a bright citrus to it. It's not necessarily candied. It's more like sweet, but at the same time, there's bitterness to kind of balance it off. Yeast wise, not really getting much there. Malt wise, sans the sweetness, aren't really getting much. That citrus is just that big. That orange, more specifically, instead of just saying generic citrus, that orange is just that big. So I'm just gonna dive right in, see what she's got. Cheers. Yeah, decent helping of bitterness actually, and they're way more rindy. And a little pithiness, so that zestiness is definitely coming through there. Definitely dry. That Kolsch's is coming off absolutely dry. But there is enough sweetness and enough to the beer to kind of marry those together, to kind of prop those up. Enough sweetness to kind of have it just not be this huge bittering thing. Enough sweetness to kind of counterbalance a little bit of that overt kind of Kolsch yeastiness, dryness. It's nice. It's hard for me to kind of pull out any more subtle, whether it be like a cracker. You talked about like an amber kind of malt in there, only because that zest and that citrus is so big. But at the same time, it's not overly unbalanced. It's definitely heavily leaning citrus. But at the same time, it's not too much towards kind of off-putting. Yeah, not too bad. Super crusher. A lot of flavor, a lot of impact, a lot of oomph to such a small beer. I know that's what a lot of people look for in beer. So you're definitely getting impact here. It's not something that's just super kind of like gently nuanced. It's pretty 2x4 to the face, but for just such a small beer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better sub 5% beers I've had as of late? Maybe on the outside looking in. I mean, I had some real great ones as of late, so that keeps it out of there. I would have no issues going to like a barbecue or a beach party or something like that, where someone had a six full of this, or a cooler full of these. I would crush these all day with no complaints. Value and availability. I forgot what I paid for this. $12 maybe for a 4-pack pounders. Is that too pricey for a 4% beer? With the flavor it's delivering, I don't think so. Could be wrong on that price though. So Carton puts their prices up, I believe. So go check. I should really just omit that from these because I forget so many or people send me beers. Anyway, not brewery only. Pretty sure you can get this out and about, and I mean you should, with it being kind of contracted at Two Roads, and just say if you like what we like this. If you like oranges, particularly like that orange citrus kind of ness in your beer, not overly bittering, even though it is, but more bittering in the mouth than it is in the nose. You like impactful noses, and you like chuggable beer that delivers something other than just kind of beer water. Because this has enough oomph to kind of make your day, but at the same time an ABV that's lets you kind of go a 6-pack deep plus on these without being too shitastic. So there you go, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, you got Right Stuff, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, all 4 of those places if you want to check me out anywhere else. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice beach right now, and hopefully see you next time. Cheers.